Yes. So, hi everyone, a very good morning to all of you, and a warm welcome for our CLAP edition 3, session 2, which is about health and nutrition. And a special welcome to our speaker today, Shubha ma'am. A warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us today and taking this session. And yes, so let's begin. I would like to request Justin sir to introduce our speaker for today. Over to you, Justin sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Dr. Shobha is MSc PhD. She is an educator, counselor, wellness coach, nutritionist. She is the director of the Home Science School in the Maharani Cluster University and associate professor, Department of Human Development, SMT VHD College. She is a gold medalist in MSc. She has 29 years of experience teaching both undergraduate and postgraduate classes. She has received so many awards, including Sushila Lingaya Award, Jawaharlal Nehru Puraskar, Rotary Women's Achiever Award, and many more. She is a regular columnist in Vijaya Karnataka and Prajavani and has appeared in all the TV channels and has given speeches in parenting, education, healthy eating, nutrition, counseling, and many other fields. She is also in the panel of many NGO and governmental organizations. Her specialization is in a preventative approach rather than curative approach. She has given speeches in various colleges and schools and in organizations. During the COVID period, she was very active and supported many a cause. She was also president of Rotary Bangalore Platinum City and has undertaken so many community projects. It's our pleasure to have Dr. Shobha today talk to us about health and nutrition. Over to you, Chandana.
Thank you so much, Justin sir. And it's our privilege to have you, ma'am, as our speaker today. Thank you so much for joining us. And the platform is all yours. So over to you, ma'am. Looking forward to hear from you.
Uh, Thank you, Chandana. Thank you very much, Rotarian Justin sir, for inviting me for this program. It's indeed my pleasure to interact with the students of the CLAP program. Thank you, Chandana, Secretary. Thanks for organizing this program. And it's really nice. I've always been very appreciative of Rotary Abilities, your different projects and programs. And it was my good fortune that I was with you all in the first CLAP program also. So I'm happy to be back this time too. Okay, so greetings to all the students here, the participants who are here in this session. I was told that this is the third session and quite a good number of you have enrolled for this program CLAP, which is a very, very meaningful program being organized by Rotary Abilities. However, today we have a small number, don't know for what reason, does not matter. But anyway, before I proceed, let me take a quick introduction of my friends today who are with me. So Chandana gave me, Justin gave me a warm welcome and an introduction of mine, I would like to have a very brief introduction of you all, your name, what you do, and what brings you to this program, CLAP. Okay, you can start. Probably we can follow the alphabetical order. So go ahead, please.
Arun,
Yes, Arun Mohan, sir. I see Mr. Arun's name. So let's start with A.
Yeah, very good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
My name is Arun, and I am a life wellness coach, and I have something called multiple sclerosis, and I live with that. And I am part of the Rotary Bangalore Abilities team. I take care of the youth service for Rotary Bangalore. I'm the director for youth service there. And I was fortunate to take the last week's session for them.
Okay.
So
What was
hearty
the topic,
welcome.
Arun, sir?
I took on self-branding.
Wonderful. Okay.
Which is a very, very important and
yeah, much required. Yes.
Much required. Yes,
True,
much
true.
required topic, because most of us keep ourselves away from the society just because we are disabled or whatever problems that we have. We
True.
think what is the other person think. So I have around about 22 years of sales experience. So
Great.
that's what I bought in here. And I think that's enough from my side, because like I said, I'm one of the Rotarians, so I wouldn't speak much, but I want my students to share their.
True, sir. True. Thank you so much. And I think you have set the stage right for the participants last week with your program on leadership and self-confidence. That's really, really nice. And a hearty congratulations to you for making a difference in people's life.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we move on. Yes. Firdaus? Quickly, let's go on a little fast.
Good morning, ma'am. Am
Good
I
morning.
audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Firdaus Fatima. I'm pursuing my final year BA in Jyoti Nivas College. I aspire to be a psychologist.
Very good. That's really nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Let's move on.
Yes, Vamshi Kumar. I see after Firdaus, I see his name.
Okay.
do they have permission to talk?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I have not made that settings
Good
where
morning,
people.
ma'am.
Good
Yes,
morning.
Vamshi Kumar, go ahead.
Good morning, ma'am. I am studying. My name is Vamshi Kumar.
Okay.
I am studying second phase in APS PU College. I want to become a railway customer.
Oh, very good. Good. That's nice.
And our
Thank you, ma'am.
AG Nagraj sir has joined.
Oh, good morning.
No, we don't.
Madam,
His introduction
namaste.
is very
Namaste,
popular.
Nagraj sir. Good morning to you.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ sir. ತಾವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನಾನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್
It's been a long time and it's really nice that you are contributing as AG. Wish you all the very best, sir. Yeah, I'm happy to
Ravi
be back
Kumar.
with all of you. Yes.
Ravi
Yes.
Kumar.
Ravi Kumar?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. This is Ravi here.
Okay.
Pursuing my BBA in St. Paul's College, Bangalore.
Oh, very nice. Which
So,
semester you are in, Ravi?
I'm first sem, ma'am.
Okay. What do you intend to do?
My aim is to become a entrepreneur.
Sorry?
My aim is to become an entrepreneur, ma'am.
Entrepreneur. Very good. Good, good, good. All right. Sharat Chandra? Sharat? Sharat, you could unmute and speak. Okay, I think we will move. And just in case a few more students join, we'll see how best we can connect with them. So thank you all for that quick and brief introduction. Once again, a warm welcome. Yes, Sharad. Yes.
I'm audible.
Yes, you are
Yes,
now.
you are.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Actually, I off my mobile. That's why
Okay.
it's late to answer. Uh, good morning to one and all.
Morning.
It's me, Sharat Chandra. I'm pursuing my degree in VET College,
Mm,
BBA,
okay.
first sem. Now I'm in first sem.
Okay.
So my hobbies are reading books
Mhm.
and listening songs. My aim is to become an entrepreneur.
Very good. Very good. Which business are you interested in?
Still not decided yet, ma'am.
Hmm.
I want to decide after this degree and MBA.
Okay, that's very nice. Okay. So thank you
Thank you
all.
for being part of it. Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure always. Yes. Yes, dear participants, it's really, really nice to get connected with you. So in this session today, we are going to talk or rather discuss about the importance of good health and the role of food and nutrition in our health. So as you all are aware, health is of the utmost importance. And only with good health can we do something. In fact, what is health? If you look at that, the meaning of health, it is not just that right now I'm not running temperature or having a cold or headache and so I'm healthy. It's not about that. It has a broad meaning and a wide perspective. WHO, or the World Health Organization, defines health as not just a state of mere absence of disease, but it says that health is a complete state of physical, social, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual well-being. It is a state when all these dimensions are in harmony, in sync. It is working for your body, for your the good. So when all these parameters are fine, socially we are healthy, we are able to have meaningful connections with people. Emotionally, I should be able to manage my feelings, understand the feelings and emotions of people around me with whom I'm connected. Physically, I should be performing well at good energy levels and good attention and focus. Spiritually and intellectually, if my thoughts are clear and I'm able to make the right kind of decisions, all these put together, you can call a person healthy, not just mere absence of disease, is what WHO says, and which is very true. And this is what is a concept of wellness. Again, wellness is the totality or the holistic health is called as wellness. And in today's session, we will see how this holistic well-being or health can be harnessed through the right kind of food or exercise or the kind of mental well-being. Okay. So having said that, let me ask you this question. And would you all prefer unmuting and speaking to me as and when I ask you some questions, or would you want to give me an answer through the chat box? What's more convenient?
Unmute and we'll tell
Fine.
audio.
Okay, fine. All right. So suppose I ask you this question on a scale of 0 to 10, with the 0 being illness and 10 being the maximum wellness, and keeping the definition of WHO in mind, the complete physical, social, emotional, intellectual well-being, keeping that definition in mind, how much do you think each of us, including me, how many scores do you want to give on a scale of 0 to 10 for your own personal health? Let's keep aside your special ability. That's a different matter. Apart from that, I'm talking about your ability to manage your emotions, your social relationship, physical health, intellectual, keeping that in mind. What score would you like to give yourself? 10 maximum, 1 or 0 is the least. You could unmute and tell me, each of you, since we are a very small in number.
In 1 to 10, I'm supposed to 9.
Okay, very good. That's nice. Physically, emotionally,
10 out of 5.
5. Okay, Ravi says 5. All right. Vamshi Kumar?
May I?
Oh, please.
7.
7. Okay. Arun Mohan sir?
I probably would give myself 9.
9, very good. Vamshi? Okay, we'll wait for your answer. Good. I'm happy to hear a couple of 9s, and then there is a 5, there's a 7. Average, if I take, probably we are landing somewhere around 7 or 7.5. Okay, so where are the gaps? Why is it it's not a higher number? If I'm addressing a group, a bigger, larger group, generally I get the same figures. It's around 6, 7, 7.5. That's how people respond. So what is it that is lacking? We need to do a little bit of introspection. And trust me, when we invest in our health, our productivity increases, our mental, physical, emotional, and the entire well-being improves. So thereby, it's a constant kind of work we need to. In fact, using this physical self, the physical body, we are able to perform so many duties. And it's only because of the well-functioning, the brain, the various organs and organ systems working in the body, we are able to do the various tasks. Each of you are, some of you are studying, some of you are already working, the senior Rotarians here. So all this we are able to do using this physical self. And the human body is made up of trillions of cells. And these cells form tissues, tissues forms organs, organs become organ systems, and various organ systems, the digestive system, the lymphatic system, the respiratory system, the nervous system. Look at this, all these systems work in harmony or in synchrony. It's like a beautiful orchestra. They all work together. So when you want to talk, process a thought and give me an answer, there is so much of change that's happening in your body. Your entire nervous system is working, and your heart and respiration, that's happening, and it is supporting. So the whole process of human functioning is a very, very systematic, complex, synchronized process. And for this to happen, we need to support our body with the right kind of food, exercise, rest, and also the right kind of positive attitude. This, I call it as the 4 pillars of optimal health. What are these 4 pillars? The right kind of diet or food, exercise, the right kind and right amount of rest for the human body, and the positive mental attitude, PMA. So just like how a building needs foundation and pillars, our health requires these very 4 important pillars. And it's an art and a science how we learn to manage or structure or support these pillars. So let's talk about each of these and then how they contribute to our health. And I would like to keep more time for question answers and discussions. Okay. So before I move further, is my speed okay? Do you want any modification in my presentation? Do you want me to use a bit of Kannada? Let me quickly take a feedback.
Perfectly fine.
It's
fine?
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Okay. English is fine?
Yes,
Do you want me to use the regional language?
No, ma'am. It's better to
Fine.
understand.
All right, fine then. Okay. Yes. So in that case, let's proceed. Okay. So how much do we think, or how much do you all think that you know about the right kind of food? Of course, we have all been eating. Today, some of you maybe are around 19, 20 years. Those of you are in your first year degree, and we may be having a little more seniors here of different age groups. And we have been eating 3 or 4 times every day till now, all these years. And our body is being structured and shaped by the kind of food we are eating. But how much are we aware? How much do we know about the right kind of food? Because food is everything. In Ayurveda, there is a phrase, a statement, which says that when your food is right, medicines are of no need. And when the food is wrong, medicines are of no use. Which means to say, if we are eating right, we can keep away from various diseases. In fact, kitchen itself acts as a pharmacy. The good health is locked in those jars of our own kitchens. Of course, every ill has a pill today. You name it, and then the diseases can be cured and treated with the right kind of medicines, thanks to medical fraternity, thanks to all the doctors. But at the same time, many of these can be prevented because food in itself acts as medicine. So how much are we aware of the right kind of food that supports our mental, physical well-being? Generally, when we say, people think of just calories. Food and then weighing scale is what we connect. How much do I weigh? Am I fat? What is my body mass index? Food is not just calories and fat. Food is much, much more. It nourishes the different layers of our body. So keeping that in mind, how much do we know about food? Are we really food literate? So again, if I ask you to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you know about healthy foods? Let me hear your scores.
May I?
1 to 10. Yes, Firdaus.
Maybe 3 or 4.
How much? 3?
Maybe 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Thank you for being so honest. 3 or 4. I got it. Yes.
Maybe 6,
Sharath.
ma'am.
Yes.
Sharath.
Good. Okay, Sharath. Ravi?
Ma'am, maybe 3 or 4.
Sorry? 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Arun sir? Arun sir? Okay, we proceed. Yes. So I think we are able to understand the gaps, irrespective of we being educated, pursuing various courses. We are all literate, highly educated about our own disciplines. But how much we know about the food we eat? Look at the scores there, 3, 4, 5. So which means to say that we really have to understand about this science called as food, because it is something which nourishes our body. So to tell you, basically our food, whatever we eat, is made up of 5 basic nutrients. They are called as the carbohydrates. If you're quickly noting it down, you could note it down. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. The first 3, what I told you, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, all these 3 provide energy. They give energy. However, our energy should basically or predominantly come from carbohydrates. So what are these carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are those nutrients which are present in all the cereals. Like we eat rice, we eat wheat or chapatis, ragi balls, or we may be eating millets, foxtail millet, sajje, harka, all those. So all these cereals are the major sources of what is called as carbohydrates. And carbohydrates is a major nutrient for energy. That is, whatever activity you have to perform, attend your college, do your physical work, or move around, your body needs fuel or energy. So this energy is given by what is called as carbohydrates. Just like how a vehicle needs petrol or diesel to run, similarly, our body needs energy, and that comes mainly from carbohydrates. That is rice, ragi, jowar, wheat, etc. And for a healthy body, we need carbohydrates of, cereals of different types. it is good if we eat variety of cereals. That is for your lunch, breakfast, and dinner, all the 3 times. It is good if you consume different types. That is, your breakfast could be idli or dosa or chapati or ragi items. Similarly, your lunch could comprise of different types of cereals. So variety is the key for good health. Eating a predominantly single type of cereal all 3 times a day or over a span of months and years will make us deficient in other nutrients. So it is good to have different types of cereals. Something for breakfast and a combination of cereals and pulse for lunch. So that way. Okay. So the second nutrient I was talking about, protein. Even proteins give us energy, but protein is more important. The most important function of the protein is building body. When you were small, ask your parents, or your newborn, when you were a newborn, what was your weight? Or what was your weight when you were around 2 to 3 years? And when you reached your teens, you quickly grew up. You increased in height, weight, body proportions, isn't it? So for this growth and build of muscles, we need a nutrient, and that is proteins. So it is called as a body building nutrient. So those of you who want to put on weight, who want to have muscles, feel more active and stronger, you all need to be eating more of proteins. Protein gives strength to the muscles. So what are those foods which are rich in proteins? They are called as pulses. Pulses means the lentils, the grams, ಕಾಳುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, those are pulses. Whereas cereals are ದವಸಗಳು. ಧಾನ್ಯ is cereal. ಕಾಳುಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ pulses. So very importantly, our body, every cell in our body, I was telling you that we have about trillions of cells. Each and every cell is made up of protein. And that protein to that cell comes from the food we eat. So ultimately, if you need good cellular health, we need to be eating good kind of proteins. Of course, the other vitamins also, I'll tell you a little later. Okay, so proteins are very, very important for bodybuilding. Fat is the next nutrient, which gives us energy or calories. And it's a very important nutrient. All these 3 are called as macronutrients. Macro means big. They're called as macronutrients because we need them in big quantities. Apart from this, we have 2 more nutrients, the vitamins and the minerals. They do not give us any energy to the body, but they are called as protective nutrients, and they are extremely important for our good health in the form of building immunity, fighting against diseases. Okay, the last couple of years back when COVID hit everybody, the people's immunity was low, especially people who had poor immunity, poor disease fighting ability. They were the ones who actually were worst affected. How do we improve our immunity? There comes the role of the vitamins and minerals. So vitamins and minerals are protective foods, whereas the first 3 are called as energy foods. Mainly carbohydrate is called as an energy giving food. Protein is called as a bodybuilding food, and nutrient, vitamin and minerals are called as the protective foods. Where are these vitamins and minerals present? They are present in vegetables, fruits, green leafy vegetables, in milk and milk products, etc. So a food which comprises all these nutrients is what is required for a human body, because human body requires energy. It needs to grow and build. It needs to repair itself. It has to fight the diseases. So we require all these 5 nutrients. But in what proportions? So what proportion we require? To understand that, just imagine a triangle, and group that into or classify that into 4 compartments, a pyramid, and then split it up into 4 compartments. The base of the pyramid is wide, and as it goes, it becomes narrow. That's how a pyramid is designed, or a triangle is designed. Now we have 4 classifications or divisions in that. The bottommost part of the pyramid is wide, and that is a first food group. What I'm talking to you right now is about the 4 food groups using an analogy or a comparison of a pyramid. It's called as a food pyramid. In that, there are 4 food groups. The first food group is called as a cereal group. That is, every day we must be eating different types of cereals, variety of cereals, and the base of the pyramid is wide, which means to say we must be eating on an everyday. We must be eating more quantity of cereals and different types of cereals. And these cereals should be less refined. Today, whenever we go out or we see or we hear a lot of people eating junk foods, highly processed foods, packed foods, etc. Especially the junk foods and the bakery items, they are all highly processed. What do you mean by processed? That is, a cereal is highly refined. The outer husk or the bran is removed and only the inner starch portion is used. Rice can be polished and refined and you get white rice. Wheat is highly polished and refined, then you get maida. That way, when the fiber and the outer bran or the outer covering is removed, the food becomes refined. And then a whole lot of other chemicals or additives or added and food products are made, and that then it becomes processed. So eating highly processed foods and junk foods is not recommended for the body in the long run. So whenever we eat cereals, please remember in mind that it should be less refined. The more wholesome it is, the better it is for our health. Okay. And the third most important thing we need to remember when we are eating foods is variety. One is variety, one is less processed, and the third is moderation. Anything in moderation. You can eat all types of foods. You can drink coffee. You can eat a sweet. You can eat ice cream. Anything is okay, but eat in moderation. Okay, so that is something very, very important. So even in the cereal group, let your everyday food be comprising of different types of cereals, which is wholesome in thing, which is less refined, and then anything in moderation. The next second group, I'm talking about the food pyramid. The second group is called as a vegetables and fruits and greens group. So in this second division, we have the green leafy vegetables, different types of fruits and vegetables, carrots, tomatoes, pineapple, mango, all seasonal fruits, the different types of greens, all that. And all these fruits, vegetables, and greens are highly rich in minerals and vitamins, the protective foods. So this is ideally the group which improves our disease fighting ability, our immunity. So those of you who have this tendency to fall sick often, generally keep getting cough and cold, or you have bleeding gums, or you have frequent sneezes and colds, etc. That's an indication that you need more of protective foods, which means you should be eating more of vegetables in the form of palya sabjis or sambars or chapati with stuffed parathas, whatever it may be. Eat a lot of them. Salads is again a very good way. Raw, washed, cleaned and chopped different types of vegetables, eating them raw, eating them with a little lemon juice added to that, so that your vitamin C is also there. And different types of greens, all this is very, very good for your immunity. Okay, so the pyramid is still wide here, the second group, which means to say Every day, in every meal, there should be some vegetable. So when I'm talking to you about the food pyramid concept, it is about every meal. In every meal, all these four foods should be there in this proportion. Broad is more quantity of cereals. The next higher quantity is different types of vegetables and fruits. And in the third division, now the pyramid is becoming narrow. So lesser quantity or in moderation. Third one is pulses, milk and milk products, and meat, egg, fish, or non-veg. So this is the third group, which is highly rich in the proteins. So this is very important for bodybuilding. Eat different types of grams, pulses. It could be chickpeas, tur dal, moong, horse gram, different types of pulses are there. And in the same group, because this is a group which provides us protein, milk, egg, fish, chicken, all this is also in this group only. So it is very important for bodybuilding to put on or have good muscles. And this is very important for growth and repair of cells. But what is a quantity to be eaten? Lesser than that of vegetables and fruits. And in the last group, the tip of the pyramid, the fourth group, is the fats, oils, other kinds of sweets, junk, etc. Smaller quantity. But of course, fats and oils are also important for various functions. So this is the concept of a food pyramid with all the four food groups in this proportion. So when we eat consciously, mindfully, keeping this idea in mind of the food groups and including food from all the four food groups in every meal, then that is called as a balanced diet. Eating with all the foods from all the food groups as per our age and requirement in the right proportion is called as balanced diet. And dear participants, in fact, eating a balanced meal most of the time or every time is the key for the right kind of health. There are about 28 different nutrients which are required for the body. Every food has different nutrients. You may not be able to remember, okay, what is good for heart, what is good for the brain, what is good for this, etc., etc. But if you remember the four food groups in this proportion, then you more or less get all the nutrients in the right proportion. All right. So this is something you need to be conscious, teach others, and be aware of. All right. Any doubts, any questions so far? I stop here and then let me take a couple of questions or doubts if you have.
My question was, now that we know that processed foods are bad,
Yes.
how come government still allows them? Why not we ban them?
Justin. Yes, the cigarette packet has a statutory warning. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Everybody knows that. Alcohol is bad. People know it. But still, why is it so rampant in the market? So it's a big, there are a lot of political, social, economical linkages, isn't it? So all these, of course, bring revenue to the department, to the government, and people want them. So there are various reasons. These things are much more complex than we understand, right? So this way, good that your question is very, very valid, but we have many such voices or many such things that are widely being circulated or there in the market. Unfortunately, government, if we rely totally on government, as I told you, there are very many reasons. There are political issues, the business lobbies, so many things. So what is it that we need to understand is, as consumers, we need to be aware. You know that the negatives are there in the society, whether it is in food, whether it is in other things. But can we become conscious consumers? Can we teach our children how much to eat, what to eat, the right and wrong decisions? Otherwise, it's very difficult to plug in all the loops, but it's easier to decide and control what comes to our plate. Okay, so this is what we need to be emphasizing on. Hope I've answered your question. Okay, yeah. Any other question? I think Rotarian Shalini has joined. Good morning, Shalini. This is Shobha. Okay, can I move on?
ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಂದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಈಗ ಮುಂಚೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಗುಡ್ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಸರಿ ಏನು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂಚೂರು.
Very good question, sir. Yeah. So what is this cholesterol? As you said rightly, Arvind sir, cholesterol ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಅದನ್ನ ಭೂತ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Cholesterol ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೆದರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. People have to be very scared of. It's nothing like that. Cholesterol is again a kind of a fat which is produced in the body when we eat fatty foods or oils or animal products, etc. The excess fat gets converted or it gets stored as energy, and it also gets converted to cholesterol. So cholesterol, there are two types. One is HDL and LDL, high density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein. In that, the good fat or the good cholesterol is the high density lipoprotein, which is required, which is good for our health. And the LDL is bad and not required. Eating large quantity of saturated foods. What is saturated fats? Those oils or those fats which become solid when you keep it in room temperature. Okay, animal fats, pork, beef, or dalda, these are solid fats. Okay, so this will contain more of bad or cholesterol or LDL. So these have to be consumed in moderation or very less quantity. Whereas most of the plant-based oils, vegetable seed-based oil, groundnut, safflower, sunflower, till, mustard oil, all these which come from vegetable oils or vegetable sources, these do not contain the bad cholesterol. So consuming them in moderation is good. However, the industry has made people fear the very word fat and cholesterol. So the key point is eat in moderation, consume the fats in moderation, go for unsaturated or vegetable oils rather than animal fats. So with that, we can have a good balance of good cholesterol and the bad one. Another thing is keeping physically active, doing your day-to-day work, walking or stretching exercises, doing different types of activities will naturally burn the cholesterol, the bad cholesterol too. So be physically active, cut down animal fats and products. Instead, take vegetable oils and sources. So that automatically will improve your good cholesterol. And continuing, since this question came, it is good if you can consume different types of oils. For example, for your family, if you require, say for a group of 5 or 6 people in your family, if you are using about 4 to 5 liters of oil per month, instead of bringing one type, say for example, you're bringing just groundnut oil, 5 kgs or 5 packs every month. Instead of that, you could shift to bringing different types of vegetable seed oil. That is, instead of 5 pack of the same thing, a pack of groundnut oil, a pack of sesame seed oil, a rice bran, soya bean, so that you can bring or you can shop bringing variety of these and then use it one by one. Never mix it up and then heat it. Let one kg or 1 pack of one type of oil be used up and then go in for the other. So all these are vegetable sources, plus they are different vegetable oil seeds. Each of these give you different types of nutrients and fatty acids. So thereby you get variety there. So you could try and shift to this healthy way of using different types of oils from different sources of vegetable oil seeds. Okay. So, and another thing is, as much as possible, go in for less refined oils. They say kachi ghani or filtered oil, that is better. When you smell the oil, you should get fairly the smell of the source. That is, if it is a groundnut oil, you should be able to get that smell. If it is sesame seed oil, you should be able to smell it. When it is highly refined and very thin and transparent, then it is devoid, or every nutrient has been removed from that. It's not required. So oil should be semi-thick. It should be having that smell and that color. That is better rather than going in for highly refined one. So this itself will help maintain a good balance of good cholesterol. Hope I've answered, Arvind.
Thank you, madam. Yeah.
Yes. Can I move forward?
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Yes, Shalini. Good morning.
This is Shalini. Sorry,
No problem.
and thank you so much, ma'am. Nange ಮೂರನೇ ಟೈಮ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಆಗಿತ್ತು.
Oh, really?
And yes, ma'am. Yeah, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಿಸಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದೆ.
Oh, it's my honor and privilege. I'm so delighted.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
You are talking about cholesterol, no?
Yes.
So what is the importance of honey and lemon in our routine life?
Wonderful. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Honey and lemon. So basically, honey has a lot of medicinal value. It is one of the natural foods which doesn't get spoiled for years, and it has very high medicinal value. It is anti-inflammatory, it is antibacterial, it is good for your throat, cough, etc. And a good way to start your day is to start with a warm glass of water with about half a lemon and about a teaspoon of honey. Okay. Lemon has got good vitamin C, which is very good for immunity, disease fighting ability. And honey also acts as a laxative, or it helps in the gut mobility. It helps in the movement, or it acts as a lubricant. It helps in relieving constipation. So drinking warm water with honey and lemon juice, it really helps in cleaning your digestive system. It helps in managing your weight. So it's a good way to start your day. Except if if anybody is diabetic, then consult your doctor. Now, I'm not saying that you should not have honey at all. We call it as food exchange. You can cut down some other source of sugar or carbohydrate and instead take little honey, but get in touch with your doctor or nutrition, because what I'm talking to you is general principles. I'm not doing a one-on-one, isn't it? So I would like to have more details. If there are any people with health issues, then we should meet one-on, or it's nice if you talk to your doctors. Otherwise, in general, people without diabetes and people of all ages can practice this on an empty stomach. Warm glass of, not boiling, not very hot, warm or just hot glass of water with lemon and honey is very, very good. Just that, get into the habit of, after drinking lemon and honey, just last rinse, have a little more of plain hot water and gargle your mouths. Okay, because it's nice if you don't leave the lemon or the acid residue on your teeth in the long run. So it's good that you drink lemon and honey and then last sip take plain water. Okay. Yes.
But in empty stomach, it's very problematic. Like acidity, it will come.
If you have
when lemon take.
If when each person's body system differs. So if you have felt that on an empty stomach it is causing acidity, then have a fruit, have something light, and then try, or reduce the amount of lemon juice to start with, Just take about quarter lemon, and then when your body gets adjusted, increase to half a lemon or half a teaspoon. So that way, each of us have our own unique system. Something that is okay to somebody may not be okay to another person. So this is what we call as listen to your bodies. Which food doesn't agree with you? What are the changes that you face after eating something? Because sometimes a particular food causes bloating. For some people, it causes an allergy. For some people, it causes itching. So we don't know like what food is okay to you. So please be alert, listen to your bodies. Like how Shalini said, empty stomach, if she can't tolerate lemon, then it's better you take it after a light breakfast or just a fruit, a banana or something like that. Otherwise, start with small quantity. There are people who can take it on an empty stomach, so you can go ahead with that. Okay. Yes.
Actually, every morning I am having, ma'am, but
Okay.
somebody told me, that's why I'm asking you.
Correct. Okay. So what you do is, if you feel those, symptoms, if you're feeling acidic.
No, not like that. Just they suggest me. That's why I'm asking
Okay.
you.
So if you are not feeling any problem,
Anything, ma'am, nothing.
no problem. They can go ahead. But anytime if you feel gastritis or acidic, then those days you can either stop, give it some break, and then start. So be always observant.
Okay.
Because our body works in different ways. Today something is okay with age, things may change. Okay. All right.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Good to go. Can we proceed? How is the session going? Interesting, nice. Too much.
Very interesting, ma'am.
Very interesting.
It is interactive. That's what is the best part about it.
Okay, good to know that. All right. Okay, so I spoke to you about the 5 important nutrients: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. I also spoke to you about the 4 food groups, in what proportion each of this should be taken. And this is something what we need to remember. That is when I was asking you questions. This is just a very basic aspect of food. But each of these food group or the nutrient has very, very important role to play. Very specific functions are there. Just like how Shalini was asking about lemon, etc. The vegetables and fruits have a very important role to play. And one of that role is they have what is called as fiber. The whole foods and especially the fruits, vegetables have fiber, and this is something extremely important for our gut health. So what does this fiber do? Fiber andre narinamsha anta heltaralla adu. Fibers are very important. They give the feeling of fullness to our body, and then it helps in reducing the cholesterol. Arvind sir was asking me. So even when you eat high fat foods, but if you are eating good amount of vegetables, fruits, that is fibrous foods, it binds the cholesterol, and the cholesterol is eliminated out of your body. Therefore, another very important reason to improve your vegetables, fruits quantity is because of its fiber content. It helps in flushing away the toxins, flushing away the extra cholesterol, and it helps in good gut health. So especially people, those of you who have problems of constipation, increase the quantity of fruits and vegetables. And when you are eating fruits and vegetables, keep in mind that let your fruits and vegetables be seasonal, local. Something that grows in and around is enough and good. We don't have to be eating New Zealand's kiwi or apples from Kashmir. Of course, apples are good, but we don't have to consume something very expensive in the name of good health. Other locally grown foods which are seasonal, which are less friendly, or rather more friendly on your pocket, less expensive, are equally good. So papaya, plantains, which are available round all the year, mangoes in summer season, watermelons in the season. So seasonal fruits are very, very important. Why am I stressing on seasonal fruits? Because these fruits and vegetables which are grown in that particular season, every fruit and vegetable have their own nutrients which are called as phytochemicals. Phyto, it is spelled as PHYTO, phytochemicals. What are these phytochemicals? These phytochemicals which are present in vegetables, fruits, are the plants and vegetables and fruits' natural defense mechanism. Just like how our body produces antibodies when there is an infection, the vegetables, the plants and trees produce their own disease fighting mechanism in the form of phytochemicals. So whenever there is an adverse effect around them in the environment, the plants, the trees, the shrubs, they produce disease fighting nutrients called as phytochemicals. So all those fruits and vegetables grown in your own locality in that particular season have developed phytochemicals which are required to fight the diseases which are currently bothering them in that season and in that locality. So when we eat foods which are grown in the same geographical locality and season, invariably we are also getting the natural phytochemicals which the plant have developed for their defense. So when we eat those seasonal fruits and vegetables, we also get those natural phytochemicals, which will help our body to fight the same diseases or the adverse effects. Therefore, eating locally grown seasonal fruits and vegetables are the best ways, rather than eating fruits which are grown in distant or far off places. We call it as the geographical miles, how many miles it travels. All right. So if you have a choice, whenever possible, go or purchase from a local market, local vendor, a nearby grower, a farm, etc., rather than far-fetching ones. So this is one thing we can adapt and remember. It's very good. And then different types of vegetables and fruits. The more varieties you add, each and every vegetable has different type of antioxidants. Today, we keep hearing about cancer. Every alternate household, there will be an incidence of cancer. In fact, eating variety of fruits and vegetables of different colors will improve the antioxidant levels. What are antioxidants? Antioxidants are anti-cancerous nutrients that are mainly present in fruits, vegetables, and greens. So the next important reason we should be eating a lot of vegetables, fruits of varieties, different varieties, is because of the antioxidants or anti-cancerous agents. In fact, today doctors prescribe what is called as ABC juice. A for apple, B for beetroot, C for carrot. About half an apple, a small carrot, and half a beetroot. I'm just talking about for one person if you want to. Clean it, cut it, and then put it in the mixie, puree it with half a glass of water. You can strain it if you want, or if you wish to drink like that also, it's okay, but you could strain. Add a pinch of salt, pepper if you want, or a little bit of ginger or mint while pureeing it, just for flavor. Drink this juice every day. It is very good for your immunity, for your good health, etc. ABC, apple, beetroot, carrot. It can also be amla, beetroot, carrot. Amla is that better than nallikai, they say, no? Doddu nallikai. So it is one of the richest source of vitamin C, especially people who have this early morning repeated sneezing. You get up and you go on continuously sneezing every morning. Or those who have repeated cough, cold, flu type infections. So these people should be having more of vitamin C foods. Vitamin C means citrus fruits, Mosambi, orange, amla, guava, all these are highly rich in vitamin C, tomatoes, etc. So of all these, amla is one of the richest source of vitamin C. Very good for improving your disease fighting ability, immunity. So especially those who have these problems I just told you, increase your vitamin C content. Others who are already healthy also can improve your vitamin C intake and fruits, and consume ABC juice as and when you can. Excellent. So these are some of the small changes, practices that we can adapt for good health in the long run. And talking about pulses, generally, how many different types of pulses do you all consume? Or suppose your family goes for shopping, there are different types of pulses, no? So about how many different types does your family bring? 3, 4, 5? How many? Pulses andre ಕಾಳುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಕಡಲೆಕಾಳು, ಅಲಸಂದೆ ಕಾಳು, ಉರುಳಿ ಕಾಳು. Give me a number quickly. On a regular basis, how many varieties, how many types does your family normally consume?
Ma'am, on an average, 4.
4, okay. Firdaus has given me her answer. The rest of you?
Ma'am,
You're all with me? Are you?
yes, ma'am.
There are the others?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe 3 or 4.
3 or 4, okay. Ravi?
This
2 to 3.
2 to 3, okay. Yes. 5, okay. Okay. So, as I told you earlier, these pulses are the sources of proteins. Okay. So these proteins are made up of what is called as amino acids. Every cell in our body has proteins and which are made up of amino acids. And different types of amino acids are required for our body. But all the amino acids are not present in all pulses. Therefore, if we need to have all the different amino acids for good cellular health, we need to be eating a variety of pulses, because I told you pulses has proteins and proteins are made up of amino acids. So to get the different types of amino acids, we should be eating different types of pulses. So what is it that I'm telling you now? Improve or increase the variety of pulses you consume on a day-to-day basis. That is, those of you who are eating about 2 to 3 types of pulses, the next time you go to a market or you order grocery through a delivery app, or when your family is shopping, see to it that you pick up 2 to 3 more varieties, increase it to 4 or 5. Those of you who are already eating 4, increase it to 6 or 7. Those of you who are eating or having 6 or 7, nobody gave me that answer, but I'm telling you, those of you who are already consuming 6 to 7 different varieties, increase it to 9. But your target should be, the next time when I meet you, say 6 months later or a year later, your target should be 16 to 18 different types of pulses regularly. Your family, for your good health, your family and you all should be eating about 16 to 18 different types of pulses, kalagalu, grams, lentils. Are there so many, ma'am? Someone will ask me. Yes, there are many more. There are many more. Look at your range now. Someone said 2 to 3, somebody said 3 to 4, which means we really lack variety, which means we are not providing our body the different types of amino acids. Some of it will be lacking. So these imbalances in the long run can result in some kind of deficiencies or health issues. So good thing is, I'm not saying that you're not eating healthy. You are. But these are some of the finer tips. So improve the variety of pulses. Can you name a few? Let's see how many you're aware of.
gram.
Yeah, which gram? Green gram, you said? Okay, green gram.
My moong dal.
Moong dal. Okay. Moong dal is the split version of green gram. Split and dehusked is moong. Okay, then quickly. It should just come like children answer, no? A for apple, B for like that. Quickly, you should give me your answers.
Chickpeas.
Okay, chickpeas, cowpeas, horse gram, moong, kidney beans, the different colored kidney beans, the small, big variety, chana, Kabul chana, green, brown, dark brown, masoor dal, the list goes on. So next time, when you're ordering groceries or when you're picking up, remember me. Increase your the numbers of pulses, and gradually over the months, don't drastically change it. Over the months, take it up from 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9. Your target should be about 16 to 18. That's the homework I'm giving you all. Would you be doing it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Then talking about water. Water is very, very important. In fact, human body is made up of about 65 to 70% of the human body is made up of water. For all the chemical reactions, for digestion, for metabolism, for excretion, every process, water is required. So get into the habit of keeping your body well hydrated. Keep sipping water. How much to drink? There are different theories. Okay, but to tell you simple things, as an adult, we should be visiting washroom about 5 to 6 times during the daytime, from morning till evening. And the urine, of course, when you talk about the urine, it shouldn't be colored. It should be thin and then straw colored, or more or less colorless, we say. But the output, the quantity should not be very less, and it shouldn't leave you with a burning sensation or a very short or a small output of urine. All these are indications of less water intake. So drink about 2 to 2.5 or 3 liters, depending on the outside temperature, your physical ability, the kind of work we do. Keeping all this in mind, drink good quantity of water. It is very, very important. Do not wait till you feel thirsty. By the time we feel thirsty, our body is already 10% dehydrated. So just get into the habit of sipping water, especially students, especially when you're studying for exams, etc. I see a lot of students drinking aerated drinks, munching something junk. No, instead, sipping water, even when you're writing your exam to your examination hall, carry a water bottle. Keep drinking water, because drinking water keeps your brain active. It gives clarity to your thoughts. Whenever we are thirsty and dehydrated, we call it as brain fogging. Our clarity is affected, thinking process is affected. Okay, so good quantity of water throughout the day is very, very important. In fact, if you want to, you can, at your homes, you can drop in 2-3 leaves of washed, cleaned tulsi you can add, or mint can be added to your drinking water, or you can boil your water with little jeera and then consume it. All these are very good. It helps as a cleanser. It helps your body. Okay. Anything else? Any questions again related to this?
The types of oil we consume.
Yes, I was telling you. I discussed in length about the different varieties of oil. Different rice bran, groundnut, sesame, mustard. I just explained a little while ago. So try and bring different types of these oils. Your oil should have that natural fragrance. It should be thick, and that natural color should be there, rather than going in for thin, totally refined, no odor, those kind of oils versus this. You should always go in for less refined or just filtered oil, which is thick in color and which has that natural smell of that oil seed. Okay, that's the better way. Okay. Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes, please.
No, let them go ahead. Someone else was going.
Sorry?
Someone else was asking something.
Oh,
Let
go
them
ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead, please.
May I?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Now since you've explained us about oil, could you please explain us about spices?
Oh, very good.
This is one.
Okay.
And one more is, as you made a mention of that ABC juice.
Yes.
Now, as a health professional,
Hmm.
since like you have the knowledge, like
Yeah.
you shared it with us here,
Yes.
more often than not, we get so many things on WhatsApp, so much of information.
Ah.
So what is the authenticity of that information?
Okay. Authenticity of the nutritional information you're asking?
Yes, ma'am. We
Okay.
get many forwards, pineapple juices for cancer, something else for some other condition.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Good question.
thank you,
In
ma'am.
fact, yeah. Good question. I'll answer both of them. Now talking about the first one, that is the spices. Spices, especially when you're talking about the Indian cuisine, in fact, our food is rich with different types of spices, whether it is North Indian food, South Indian, and even within South India, the different places, etc. We use different types of spices. So what are these spices? Spices are those which with very strong flavor, smell, and then they are a little pungent. They add, they make your food tasty. But it is not just about the taste. These spices, although they are used in small quantities, spices have a lot of medicinal values. Their pungency comes from the antioxidants and the good substances they have. Each of the spice, just to talk about a few commonly used or the top spices. Let's talk about pepper. Pepper is that which gives your food that nice pungency or spiciness. It improves the flavor of your food. But it's not just about that. Pepper is good for throat. Pepper is good for cough. All right. So eating small quantities of these spices in your day-to-day food actually improves your health, and it majorly acts as antimicrobial, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. Okay. So our traditional foods, your grandmoms, your mothers have been using different varieties of spices in normal cooking, and it is good. We need to continue to use them, whether it is jeera, pepper, ginger, coriander, ajwain. Each of these have very special properties. Talking about ajwain, ajwain is very good for digestion. In fact, when you have a bad stomach or when you have flatulence or gastritis, chewing a few grains of ajwain improves your digestion. Boiling water with a spoon of ajwain, letting the seeds rest in the water, and then drinking that ajwain water is very good for people who have digestive issues. On a regular basis also, you can take that. Hing or asafoetida again helps in digestion. In fact, some of the pulses, I was talking about grams. So some of the pulses can cause a little flatulence or bloating. So when you add or a seasoning of hing, or when you add the spice like ginger, that will counter the flatulence or the bloating effect of pulses. So see how beautifully our cooking practices are designed. Your grandmom or your mom, or when you cook, you give a tadka or a seasoning of hing, mustard and jeera when you make that sundal or when you make that gram kausli. Unknowingly, you along with that protein group, you are adding that hing and jeera, which will improve the digestion. So it is important that we continue these traditional practices. Likewise, garlic, another spice, garlic, extremely good for your heart health. Eating garlic raw if you can, it's good. Of course, it's very pungent and it's got a strong smell, so you may not be able to, but otherwise crushing the garlic and adding it to the dishes is a very good way. And it releases allicin, which is present in garlic. That's the good way of eating. And consuming garlic and ginger both act as anti-inflammatory. They act as antimicrobial. They're very good. And garlic is also good for taking away the extra cholesterol in the body. In fact, the capsules, garlic capsules are also available in the market. So to that extent, spices are very good. But again, the quantity, we require spices in a very small quantity. So that is sufficient. So moderation is the key. Anything taken in moderation is good. And a combination of these spices, especially when you have a cough or a cold or a running nose, if you can crush a few peppercorns, jeera, ginger, and then boil it in hot water, boil it, add it in water and boil it, or make a rasam and drink, it's really good. It acts as decongestant and they are good. So spices really adds spice to your life and they have a lot of health benefits. Okay. Now, taking up the second question, what Firdaus asked. Absolutely. When she said, there's a huge WhatsApp university today. You keep getting all types of forwards and everybody is speaking about something. Every day you get some gyan or knowledge, but how much of it is really worthwhile and how much of it is really to be believed becomes a question. So whenever you get or you're flooded with this information, check it out. Go to the right kind of sites or talk to experts or read books and get your knowledge. And today, so much of being spoken about foods, whatever is good and very important for your health, tomorrow somebody totally disputes that theory and starts speaking about something else. So that's when people get confused. I think for those, what you're asking, the question is very, very valid. Today, people are really getting confused. Should I eat wheat? Somebody tomorrow sends you a forward, wheat is the ultimate culprit. And someone else will say you should never touch rice. So all these advices, take it with a pinch of salt, read up, ask experts. If there is anything in particular you want to ask me about whatever you have read or heard recently and want to clarify, please ask me. Yes, I agree. There are a lot of confusing, contradictory information that is being sent these days.
Nothing in particular.
Okay.
Because there have been so many.
Yes. So ask the right kind of people, read our books, go to reputed the right kind of sites. Don't just believe everything and anything. Okay. And as I told you, no food in itself is completely bad, or no food in isolation can be a superfood. The key for good health, if I have to sum up and tell you, it is balanced food, which is local, traditional, seasonal, something which you can continue and eat it or take it on a regular basis, because tomorrow you might read something, eat this, and this is the elixir of everything. This is the superfood on earth, which has no taste and which is highly expensive. You can probably afford it for a month or two, but you can't. So that doesn't become a superfood at all. The right kind of food is something which you should be able to consume or eat for the next 5 or 10 years of life? Can you sustain eating that? Is it affordable? So is it local? When your food fits into all these things, only then. Someone telling you that skip this or eat only this, these can only be short or quick attempts, or it can only be a fad. A sustainable one, which is pocket friendly, which is local, traditional, balanced, is the only food in the long run which will help our body. Okay, otherwise shortcuts may be effective, but very soon the benefits will die down, and we may see other types of deficiencies or problems in the body. So never go by single food, never go by any kind of capsules, tablets, or foods that come in bottles and packets. Food should be natural, grown in plants rather than manufactured in plants. That should be the key word. Okay. Yes. All right. Now, going a little forward, of course, about food itself, we can keep talking. There is so much to understand and know, but let me also talk to you about the other 3 pillars I was telling you: rest, exercise, and positive mental health, because ultimately all these 4 pillars contribute to good health. So as a human body, we are not designed to be just sitting in one place or doing sedentary job. Our body is designed in such a way that every joint and muscle, body part should be moving, should be working in the right way. So our body requires minimum physical exercise. Apart from the routine work, what we do, some amount of physical exercise. It could be in the form of a walk or stretching, doing some head turning or hand twisting movements, leg rotations, stretching exercises. These are very good for the body. So we need to include exercise in our day-to-day work. It is very important. It's not just to have or reduce our weight. Exercise is not just for that. Exercise is for improving our flexibility, our agility, our immunity. So for all these reasons, exercise is important. So incorporate any of this. And it's also a good practice to expose ourselves to about 20 minutes of sun early in the morning between 7:30 to 8:30, or in the evening 4:30 to 5:30. Just sit out, go for a mild walk, or pick up your book or sit in your balcony or terrace and read or do something. Spend some time, about 20 minutes every day in sun before 8:30, 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, or 4:30 to 5:30, because other times the UV rays are very strong. So sun rays, they help in the production of vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important for the bones health and for our immunity, etc. But foods are not good sources of vitamin D. This is one vitamin which is not present adequately in food. So the only important source, natural source, is sunlight. So when sunlight falls on our skin manufactures vitamin D, and vitamin D is very important for strong bones, for muscles, etc. Okay, especially those who have this fatigue, you generally feel tired, and those of you who have a burning feet when you are lying down, if you're feeling your soul, your feet is kind of burning, or sometimes in the middle of the night you wake up because you have a kind of a cramp in your calf muscles, you feel that something is knotted, and then you suddenly wake up in pain. All these are symptoms of vitamin D deficiency. The same symptoms you might feel when your body is dehydrated also. So simple way is expose yourself to sun. Till or sesame seeds is a good source of vitamin D. Soak about half a spoon to 1 spoon of sesame seeds. There are 2 varieties, white and the black one. Go in for black. That is not processed. So soak black till in half a glass of water, and the next day morning drink that water And those of you who are not obese, don't have cholesterol issue, can eat that half a teaspoon of soaked til also, highly rich in calcium and also very good for vitamin D. So those of you with weak bones or fatigue or vitamin D deficiency can do this. Ragi is also an excellent source of calcium. So people with poor bone health need to eat, especially as we move towards 50, 45, 50 menopausal age, especially women. You need to take good quantity and quality of calcium rich foods and require vitamin D. So please advise your mothers to take calcium rich foods exposed to sun, and let's all get into the practice of this. Okay. So exercise is very, very important. Any kind of movement exercise, stretching exercise, incorporate that and do it. The next very important is rest. You need to take physical and mental rest. Sleep, of course, is the most important aspect, about 7 to 8 or 6 to 7, depending on each body type. Good quality sleep is important. During your resting period or during sleep, body rejuvenates, lot of repair work in the body happen, different organs start functioning and start doing their work when you're well rested. How do you know that you're sleeping well? So when you wake up in the morning, you should feel energized, you should feel rested. When you wake up, if you feel heavy, moody, not feeling good about yourself, that is an indication that your sleep quality was not good. Either the quantity was not good or the quality. You had a lot of too much of disturbed sleep or too many dreams. We call it as, there are different stages of sleep. So it is very important that you have good sound sleep. So those of you who have sleep issues, it could be waking up many times or difficulty in going to sleep. Identify what your problem is and it can be corrected. Those of you who have problems in going to sleep, bring a little change in your lifestyle, your food. Avoid going to sleep immediately after food. After food, at least 1.5 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours, see to it that you're standing vertical or walking or doing something. Don't immediately lie down. And eating too much or spicy foods towards the end of the day or eating too heavy meals also can cause disturbed sleep. Okay. Or using too much of gadgets just before we sleep can also hamper your sleep, or a noisy room, bright lights around. All these do not help us in getting good sleep. So take care of your sleep habits. Sleep hygiene is very important, and it's good if you have a routine, a time, particular time for sleeping. So our body gets used to that discipline and it's good. So when you wake up the next day, you should feel well rested. You should feel energized. And there are certain basic 5 essentials which indicate good health. One of that is, very importantly, you should be able to move out or eliminate waste products from your body. Your bowel movements should be regular, more or less at the same time, every day. Okay. So if you are able to eliminate or pass stools or motions regularly once or twice a day, the first thing when you wake up, that's very important. At the most, as early, within the first 15, 20 minutes or half an hour from the time you have woken up, if you're able to use the washroom and relieve yourself without the help of any kind of laxative, etc., that's an indication, first indication of good health. Second, you should be able to digest well. We need to have a sharp hunger when it's time for your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's not because the bell rang or it's your time, your watch indicates that it is lunchtime. Your stomach should indicate that it is breakfast time or lunch time. Having a sharp hunger is the second indication of good health. You should feel you want to eat it. That's what it is. And the third important is whatever you have eaten, you should be able to digest it well. If something is causing bloating, gassy, heartburn, etc., that means the kind of food you're eating and the ability of your body to digest, there is some kind of a mismatch. So that has to be set right. The next indicator of good health is urination. As I told you earlier, during the wakeful hours, about 5 to 6 times as an adult, we should be using the washroom. The output of the urine, the quantity should be fairly good. And when we say color, it should not be too concentrated. It should be straw colored or colorless, you say. But otherwise, it shouldn't leave you with a burning sensation, irritation, etc. And the next very important indicator is sleep. If you're able to go to bed without the help of any kind of sleeping tablets, or not having a problem going to sleep, or not turning and topsy-turvy in the bed, not able to sleep, or disturbed sleep, waking up a couple of times, multiple times during the night. If you're not doing that, but you're waking up to a good day and start, then it means that you've had good sleep. So these 5 things what I told you, and apart from that, the next important one is having good energy levels. Throughout the day, you're able to do your work, discharge your duties, you're more or less happy, in a pleasant mood, not feeling exhausted. So if these basics are right, I spoke about bowels, urination, digestion or appetite, sleep, and energy levels. Trust me, dear participants, these are the basic indicators of good health. Good health is not locked in medicines or drugs. It is all in our lifestyle, the kind of food we eat, and the 4 pillars I was talking about. If we can manage this and have meaningful connections with people around, doing something what you actually enjoy doing, serving people like the Rotary people are doing, that is the true way of practicing good health. Okay, so the mental well-being, talking about the last pillar, positive mental health, extremely important. If any of us are generally bothered with fluctuating moods, or unable to control or manage our emotions, either I'm extremely moody or extremely angry most of the time, being very irritable, cranky with people, or I have very upset mood, or sometimes I feel like crying, very sad, very disgusted. So if I'm going through these fluctuating moods, and people around me are getting irritated because of me, or I myself am not able to manage my moods, that is an indication that we have to work on mental health. So a person with a fairly balanced mental health is one who is able to manage and adapt to the things around him. Of course, life can be very challenging, day-to-day events can be very stressful, but am I able to manage that? Am I able to work out around those challenges is something very, very important. So if we can manage, handle our own stresses, at the same time, handle the feelings and emotions of people around, and go on with my work or whatever things I have in my hand. As a student, if you can manage your studies and college and your people around, as a bank manager or as an entrepreneur or whatever job you're doing, if you're able to handle things without too much of mood swings, fluctuations, etc., then we can say that more or less we have a positive emotional health. So when all these are well connected, well knit, we say that we have good health. Okay, so good health is about having the right kind of food, which we discussed at length, the right kind of exercise, sleeping well, managing your own moods and emotions, understanding and accommodating other people's emotions, having a good kind of social connections and social relationship, maintaining friendly nature, maintaining good relationships with people around, getting into service activities, strengthening your social relationship. All these put together contribute to our good health. So if we can kind of work around this, achieve this, we all can have more or less a happy, healthy life. But it's very important that we work towards it. Nothing comes easy. And health is not something which can be bought or purchased. Health is something which we need to work towards. Okay. And doctors or medicines are therapeutic in nature. When you get an illness, very important that you seek medical help and you get it cured. But the other things, food, exercise, rest, and positive mental health attitude, they are preventive in nature. They help you manage, maintain, and prevent illnesses. Okay, so we need to be looking at preventive approach rather than curative approach. For that, every day, we need to get into right kind of lifestyle practices, and it's easy. We can do that. I'll just end my talk with a little story or a case study, and then we'll keep the remaining few more minutes for questions. Of course, right through we have been, rather I've been taking your questions and we've been interacting. I'll just close my session with a small little story. There was this gentleman, his name was FRSM. FRSM, fat, rich, sick man was his name, FRSM. As his name tells you, he was obese or he was fat. He was very rich. No problem. He was earning well, he was very rich. But he was sick all the time. What do you mean? When I say sick, there was no major illnesses which the doctors could detect. All his blood parameters were fine. Everything was okay when you go to a doctor. But he is not feeling good about himself. He doesn't feel good and rested when he wakes up. He's all the time feeling lethargic. When the food is served, he is in no mood to eat because he hasn't had his morning regular elimination. He doesn't feel light. He's all the time irritable with people. His wife and children are asking, always saying, why is dad still at home? He's always irritable, in a bad mood. He goes to office, people around him are unhappy because the boss is always cranky. When he comes home, he is irritable. He goes to bed, he can't sleep at the right time. So he's always disturbed, in his sleep too. Naturally, when he wakes up, he gets up with the same irritable mood. So this is the kind of sickness. I told you the 5 para or the 6 basics. None of it was right in him. But he goes to the doctor. Doctor says, otherwise everything is fine. I'm not able to pick up any problem. So this gentleman is not able to handle this issue. So his name aptly is called FRSM, fat rich sick man. He's fed up with his poor health and lack of energy levels and all that. Somebody tells him there is this holistic healer who has come to the city. You go seek his advice. So FRSM goes to him and he narrates his problem. And And that gentleman, the holistic healer, quickly understands what the problem is. He's able to diagnose it correctly. He said, I have a remedy, don't worry. And he says, see, what you need to do to overcome all these problems, what you have is very simple. You need to drink every day half a cup of dewdrops. Okay, dewdrops. Manjin honey and ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಇಬ್ಬನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. Every day morning, you need to drink half a cup of dewdrops. But only condition is these dewdrops have to be collected by you. So what are these dewdrops? Dewdrops are those tiny little droplets which you find on the leaves in a plant early morning. So early morning, we see these dewdrops, just a tiny little drop on the leaves. And very soon with sunrise and sun going up, the dewdrops will dry off. So the medicine, what he suggests is half a cup of dewdrops every day you should drink, and these dewdrops should be collected by you. And this, you just do it for 21 days, all your problems will get cured. So this FRSM is so happy because after many years he's got an answer. Somebody is talking so positively. So he goes back home, he purchases a pair of walking shoes, he sets the alarm, he tells his wife that tomorrow he wants to get up at 5 o'clock and go for a walk and then collect this dewdrop. So he goes, sets his alarm, wakes up early, and he takes this small glass in his hand, and he walks and walks, collecting these dewdrops from every plant. And by the time his cup is half full, he has already walked for about 1.5 to 2 hours. He's feeling so tired, he sits in a park on a bench, and then he drinks that half a glass, whatever he has collected, half cup. And that day he wants to get back early, go back to office, come home early, sleep early so that he can get up early. So this continues for a few days. As he is doing that, he is a person who had never seen sunrise. He was a person who had never walked. He was rich, he was always driven to office, never had to do any work. But now he started getting up early. And because he had walked all the way to to collect this, he's also a little tired. He wants to eat well and he wants to sleep well because he needs to get up early in the morning. And by the time about it's 7 to 8 days, he has already made some good friends, morning walkers. So he's talking to them, having a giggle, and then moving around and collecting this. And the early morning walk, he's enjoying the chirping of birds, the cool breeze, the beautiful environment. So he's kind of feeling better than what he is. At the end of 21 days, he goes to the doctor and he says, I'm so energized. My constipation problem is relieved. People are no more asking him that you're irritable and problematic. And his sickness is really reduced. And he asked the doctor, from FRSM, now this gentleman has become FR, what do you say? FRHM. From fat, rich, sick man to, he has become fit, rich, happy man. FRHM. Fat has become fit. Fit, rich, happy man. Sickness has been replaced by wellness and happiness. And he asked this healer, would there be any side effects if I continue this dewdrops, drinking these dewdrops for more time? I feel there is so much of change. I feel so healthy. Then the healer said, the doctor said, dear gentleman, the magic was not in the dewdrops. The magic was in your lifestyle change. You changed your eating habits, your waking habits, your rest, exercise, social relationships, and your moods. And that changed your health. So not just for 3 months, if you practice this for the rest of your life, there won't be any side effects. In fact, there will only be positive effects. So dear participants, let's take this or make a commitment to lead a healthy, happy, and good life. Spread cheers around. Take care of your good health. And let's stay happy. Thank you so much. I stop here. Over to you all for questions.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Shobha, for that most comprehensive coverage of our health and nutrition.
Thank you so much,
Actually,
Justin.
this Zoom room needs to be used by another
Oh, is
event.
it?
So we
Okay.
will maybe take 1 or 2 questions.
Okay,
more.
sure. Yeah, quick questions. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Anybody has any questions?
We have
No
been answering the
questions from
questions
my
then
side.
and there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the story was really impactful.
Thank you, Firdaus.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing it
Thank
with
you.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So we all enjoyed your session today.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Let me quickly hear very quickly and short from people. How did you find the session? What did you like and what will be the take home? If you have to implement something, what would that be?
Yes, ma'am, can I?
Yes, please. How did the
Yes,
session
ma'am.
go and what will you learn from this?
Yeah, of course, it's more.
Can't hear you, Rabi. Little louder.
How about now, ma'am?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Well, it's more informative, and we've learned, many things, ma'am, regarding this food and all, like what we supposed to consume and all. Then, hello.
You are audible. Continue. Or
Oh, sorry, sir. That story also, plays a,
It
plays a
sums
very
up.
important role
Yes.
in
Yeah. Thank you.
our
Thank
life.
you so much.
Thanks for sharing your.
My pleasure. Thank you. Anybody else? A quick feedback and quick message, what you're going to take home from this class.
I'm going to increase my variety of
Oh,
lentils.
wow, good. I would like to give you a round of applause. Very good, Justin. That's good.
I will try my level
Wonderful
best to
session.
drink.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nagraj sir. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Firdaus?
I will try my level best to drink magical dewdrops.
Wow.
Oh,
Good. That's
please
it.
collect them for me also.
There is a condition, Justin. I told
Yeah, you should collect your own, Justin sir.
I may not be able to collect it for you. We could go together to collect
Oh,
it.
that's
Oh,
even more
wow,
good.
wow, teamwork.
That is a
Let's
smart
give around.
plan.
That sums up. Very good. Let's do it together. Great. Brilliant.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Chandana, you want
Justin.
to conclude?
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. The story was really very nice, and the whole session was, very informative. And thank you so much for coming and giving us
Thank
for
you.
telling us a lot of tips and things about health, nutrition, all of these things. Thank you so much, ma'am.
My pleasure, Chandana. Thank you. So, Justin sir, I take leave.
Yeah, thank you so much once again for
Thank you. Thank you so much.
being
Bye.
with